Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murders of Herbert Torres and Jose Luis Velasco. Both were shot and killed on Saturday, April 29, 2017, in the 9500 block of South Avalon Boulevard in the Green Meadows neighborhood of South LA, according to LA County coroner records. Vincent Darnell Larry was subsequently arrested and charged with the murders. The following is the evidence at trial. Victims Herbert Torres and Luis Velasco were killed in Los Angeles on April 29, 2017. Velasco sustained 6 bullet wounds. Torres was shot twice. Torres was found by his neighbor, Mr. Ramos, in an alley adjoining their apartment complex. Velasco's body was nearby in the driver's seat of a BMW. Ramos heard gunshots outside his apartment at around 3 o'clock that morning. Ramos saw the victims the evening before the shooting. Victim Velasco was driving erratically in the BMW belonging to a girl named Nelly. Velasco was known to drink, use drugs, and cause trouble in the neighborhood. Ramos knows his apartment is in territory claimed by the East Coast Crips and has seen ECC graffiti on walls. He was concerned about coming to court to testify. Security camera footage shows a confrontation in an alley at 1 a.m. on April 29. Defendant and a senior member of East Coast Crip, Big Merc, face off with victim Torres. Defendant removes his jacket and is wearing a gray shirt. Big Merc intervenes. He and Defendant walk away looking upset. 2 hours later, a vehicle drives down the alley. Torres is seated at the bottom of a stairwell. A person appears, fires a gun at Torres, walks to the BMW, runs back to Torres, and then flees. Detective McCoy investigated the shooting. He collected 8 bullet casings and 2 live rounds near the stairwell and BMW where the victims were found. There was no indication of drug sales on either victim. Witness Sanchez was friends with victim Torres since 2000. Sanchez has lived in the neighborhood for years and knows it is gang territory. Torres had gang tattoos on his arm and face. Sanchez was friendly with victim Velasco as well. On the night of April 28, Sanchez was outside his apartment when Defendant, known to Sanchez as Newport, rode up on a bicycle. Defendant paused briefly and the two men said what's up. Sanchez regularly saw Defendant in the area. Sanchez saw victims Torres and Velasco arrive at the apartment building and went to greet them. Torres was near the stairs of the building and Velasco was near the BMW acting drunk. They listened to music, then Sanchez returned to his apartment. After midnight, he and his wife heard gunshots. Detective McCoy interviewed witness Reyes after the shooting. Reyes said Defendant made incriminating statements at 2:20 a.m. on April 29 while standing near the corner of Avalon and Imperial. Reyes' friend was purchasing cocaine from Defendant, who was within 5 or 10 feet from Reyes. Defendant said he intended to kill that fool right there because they selling crack right there. Reyes explained he was just saying that, hey, I'm gonna kill these guys because they're in my hood and they selling drugs in my hood. Defendant said the miscreant drug sellers were Hispanic. Reyes said Defendant, also known as Leche, was wearing a gray t-shirt and dark jeans. Shown a photo of Reyes said number 4 looked like the man who talked about shooting rival drug dealers, but he didn't believe it was the same person. Shown a security camera still photo of Defendant, Reyes was 100% certain Defendant was the person who threatened to shoot rivals. Police gang expert Williams testified about East Coast Crip, a Crip gang with about 1,200 members. The shootings occurred in East Coast Crip territory. He explained that gangs control territory by committing violent crimes. They commonly engage in drug sales, burglaries, and pimping. Gangs intimidate or shoot at houses of people who testify against them. By instilling fear in the community, gangs flourish and their crimes go unanswered. Williams identified East Coast Crip tattoos on Defendant's neck, arms, and stomach. Defendant's moniker is Newborn Milk. He has a milk carton and a milk head tattoo on his forearm. Williams opined that Defendant is an East Coast Crip given his tattoos in association with East Coast Crip members. People can be assaulted or killed if they sport gang tattoos but are not actual members of the gang. Williams was familiar with victim Torres, whom he saw in the alley and who had a huge M on his face, a gang tattoo for MS-13. Given a hypothetical fitting the facts of this case, Williams opined that this crime was committed for the benefit of, in association with, or at the direction of a criminal street gang. A known gang member with gang tattoos confronted a rival gang member. He announced his intent to protect his territory and enhance his reputation by killing a rival drug dealer on his turf. It is very important for gangs to control narcotic sales in its territory. Following the trial, the jury convicted defendant, finding the murders to be in the first degree, and found the gang and gun enhancements true. Defendant Vincent Darnell Larry was sentenced to 2 consecutive terms of life without the possibility of parole. Herbert Torres was 37 years old at the time of death. Jose Luis Velasco was 38 years old at the time of death.